I did a 3-day water fast, and I know that majority of people do it for 3 reasons: weight loss, detox, or healing of some autoimmune disease. Whereas for me, that fast was more about the spiritual reasons. Basically, I wanted my old identity to die and create the space for a new one. When you fast, your body basically eats away the old damaged cells, the process that is called autophagy. At the same time, fasting is enhancing the protein formation, brain-derived neurotropic factor, which is basically as a fertilizer for new cells to grow. And what is identity is the set of beliefs that we have about ourselves. And what is the belief is basically a very strong neural connection. Meaning, if during the fast we focus on building new identity through different mind practices and allowing old identity to die because neurons that don't fire together don't wire together, then with the fast we can enhance the process of becoming the person that we want to be. Achieving a certain goal is not about actually getting the goal, but it is about becoming the person who already has it. This was my second water fast. The first one, I like to joke about it and I say I failed miserably. Well, I didn't fail miserably, but I just didn't expect that I'm gonna feel so bad. Because I thought, oh, well, I'm not so attached to food, so I'm gonna be fine. First time, I was like, what is going on? The second time, because I knew what could possibly come, I was like, okay, bring it on. I am ready. And also, as I mentioned, I do water fast as a spiritual practice. When you strip away all the sugars, let's be honest, the things that influence the chemical cocktails in your brain, what is left is the purity of you and your thoughts. And your ability, leadership, your authority over the choice which thoughts you want to give attention to, which thoughts you want to cultivate, and which thoughts needs to go, die, which thoughts you want to eliminate. Because thoughts we repeatedly think create our beliefs. And our beliefs create a filter through which we experience reality. If we want our reality to be more loving, more connected, more deep, more meaningful, more joyful, more exciting, we must change our thoughts. And let me explain you what happened day by day. Day number 1, it was Monday, but I have to say that already on Sunday, I didn't eat much. The only food that I had is a little bit of rice. So day number 1, I was already able to go quite deep into the fasting process because in a way, I started it already a day before. But I really started to notice how serotonin, oxytocin levels in my brain started to drop. I was feeling very emotional. I was feeling a little bit of like a victim of universe. Also during the meditation, during the practices, I was able to go very deep, but at the same time, I felt so much discomfort, so much resistance to stay in it. It's like I constantly wanted to escape. I was feeling like I wanted to take my own skin off. It's as if someone would force me to wear a pair of jeans, wet jeans that are too size too small. You know that inner discomfort that we feel sometimes? That's how I describe it. You want to get out of your own skin. So that was my day number 1. Yet I sticked to the plan and I did all the practices that I planned for myself to do. Day number 2 was absolute heaven. I was feeling so focused. I was feeling so clear in my mind. I was feeling so empowered, as if someone laid out the red carpet in front of me towards where I want to go. That was this inner feeling in me. And every practice I did, every meditation, I went so deep on energetical level. With all honesty, I felt connected to something bigger than myself. And I remember one is like really memorable moment when I finished sadhboard practice. I was standing on the nails for 45 minutes, and then I just lay down on the floor, and it was such a divine feeling. It was an absolute bliss. Day number 3. I woke up feeling super heavy, but also my baseline is very high, how I usually feel throughout the day. I have a lot of energy, and I work daily to have that amount of energy. So when my energy levels drop, which is understandable during the water fast, I feel as if something is wrong. So it was really a mental game for me to constantly reframe, Oksana, nothing is wrong. It is exactly as it's supposed to be, and instead of judging the process, observe the process. And when I shifted my mindset into being an observer of my own experiences instead of being a judge of my own experience, my experience started to shift. And the feeling that I had was as if I have a power to separate the music tracks, meaning nowadays a lot of DJs and composers, they create they mix classical music with binaural beats, with techno, with down tempo. And I love this music. I listen often to something like that. And I had a feeling as if I'm separating these different tracks away from each other. And at the same time, I have the choice and the power which separate track I want to listen to, meaning in which radio station I want to attune myself to. So it really felt, and I'm saying music and sound, but what it actually is which identity I'm choosing to embody and step into and move forward with. And again, that was quite a profound feeling, profound, sensed, embodied experience. And the next point I want to touch upon is my physical experience. So this time I prepared myself better than the first time. First time I was just drinking water and that's it. This time I did take magnesium when I was going to sleep, and I was also taking water. I was drinking water with Himalayan salts. So, and that helped me. That salty water helped me also to deal with feeling of nauseous feeling when they came up. But I want to mention, I was feeling so thirsty. It's kind of, people say, okay, drink 2-3 liters of water. No, baby. I was drinking 6 or more, and I constantly was living with thirst. The other thing, which is very, very common during the water fast, are headaches. First time when I was fasting, I did have headaches. And on top of it, I was feeling feverish and I was feeling nauseous. Like this time, only at night, and in the morning, I was feeling nauseous, but I didn't have that feverish sensation, and I also didn't have headaches, which is, I believe, it's a good sign. And the third thing is that contrast with my usual lifestyle. As I mentioned, I'm a very active person. I do a lot of things, and having that, living in that slow motion mode, the first thing that comes, it's I want to judge it. I think that something is wrong, and I have to intentionally reframe it for myself that no, nothing is wrong. That is the experience that I'm supposed to move through, and actually my body is doing a lot of work on internal level. I broke the fast at 72 hours, so I did a full 3 days. And actually we were fasting together with my friend, so to break the fast, she did prepare the meal for us. We had a vegetable broth, and we had kimchi, and we had rucola juice. Rucola, is it English or Spanish word? Green juice we had. And initially it felt so good. It felt like a Red Bull for my brain. Seriously, it felt amazing. But few minutes later, maybe 30 minutes later, I started to feel so heavy, and I literally felt how my mind becomes more foggy, as if it's like a closing off, which was very interesting to observe. And since then, to be honest, I miss that immense clarity of mind, the clarity of vision, of intention that I had a possibility to access during the fast. The clarity of our mind depends on our physical diet, our mental diet, yes, but actually the quality of our mental diet depends on our physical diet, on foods that we eat. My main reason to do water fast in the past and in the future is purely for spiritual reasons, for stripping away the beliefs that don't serve me and enhancing, strengthening the identity, the set of beliefs that I want to step into. And while weight loss industry is booming, I also believe that it's time to build new industry. The industry where we strip away, where we lose outdated beliefs, and where we form new ones, beliefs and new identities, identities that allow us to live the life of excitement, of depth, of meaning, of love, of connection, of freedom, the outer freedom and inner freedom. So that is my personal experience about the water fast. And I definitely do not recommend anyone to do it or not to do it. It's really a very, very personal choice. You have to feel it yourself and also obviously consult with your doctors or wherever you get opinion about your health. For many, many years, I was absolutely not interested to fast at all. And then it became very, very clear that to enhance the practices of mind, the practices of inner mastery that I do, I must move through the fasting processes time to time. Thank you for being with me. Thank you for listening. And I wish you a lot of love, a lot of grace, and freedom in your life. Take a good care of yourself, and I wish you well.